All right. What's up, everybody? How you doing? What's up in Europe? What's up in Africa? And hello in America and Canada. How is everybody doing, y'all? All right. Let's quickly do our political roundtable as promised. Yes, we got to talk about politics, people. And just like my professor said, you may not be interested in politics, but definitely you're going to be affected by what the politicians do. So, whether you are white, black, male, female, young, or old, you got to be politically inclined and you got to be aware of what's happening around you. This is Political Roundtable. My name is Beno Real, and you are watching Hangout with Uncle Beno. So, real quick, we're going to discuss the chances of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar defeating Peter Obi as the potential 2027 presidential candidate for the new established ADC party. Now, I may not have to waste so much time about this because I just want to put my opinion out there. But if you are politically inclined and you want to chime in, you're welcome to join me. I know right now people are busy. And again, while going about your busy schedule, you can always be part of the conversation. But first, let me show you guys what's trending as we're speaking. I've told you guys, when I work too much, when I too like money, so sometimes when I don't know waiting they sup for internet. However, my team and I, we are always available to update you guys. You know, Nigeria is a very interesting country, right? With Nigeria comes gas to the goals. So here is one of the goals that is trending on social media. All right, people. How many of you know Solomon Buchi? Yeah, Mr. Dyer, what's up, Baba? Yeah, so Solomon Buchi is at it again. The first time I came across this dude, it was on Daddy Freeze show, and he was, I won't say co-hosting with Daddy Freeze, but he was more or less like um, a guest on Daddy Freeze show, and dude was somehow all over the place, and he did a good job as a guest on Daddy Freeze show, but he did something wrong later. And since then, I kind of turned away from him and all his drama. So Solomon Bushi happens to be one of those Nigeria young men who wasn't really doing great. I learned that he's a writer. I even gathered that at one time he was writing captions for Nigeria influencers. One of those influencers is Bobrisky. He was doing an amazing job. Then, as time moved forward, we also learned that Solomon Bushi got married. I don't know if I can see his wife right now. Simbi, I already sent the studio link to you. If you want to hang out with me, you're free. If you're not free, don't worry. I can handle this all by myself. Okay, so Solomon Buchi got married to this lady. I think that lady is in UK. I don't think it's America. Yeah, from what I gathered, I think the lady is in UK. All right. Okay. I got a picture to show you real quick. For those of you who is wondering who is Solomon Bushi's wife, let me quickly show her to you. So when Solomon Bushi met this beautiful sister that fell in love with him and she got married to him, he made a controversial statement. Hey, my baby, I see you, mommy. How you doing? So Solomon Bushi made a controversial statement. I think he went on a Twitter tirade, and I think one of the comments he made at the time was that The wife is not the most something. Maybe the wife is not the most beautiful. Yeah, I think he said that. And he got dragged for it. And after being dragged, Solomon Bushi insisted that he's not going to apologize. And he made the news at the time. One of the headline was writer refuses to apologize for message telling his fiancée, "You are not the most beautiful." I haven't seen somebody who claimed to know too much, not knowing what kind of words to use against your partner. I don't know what he thought he was doing, but I guess at that time it was already too late because the beautiful sister was already engaged to him and they were going to do life together. But after he got dragged on Twitter, Bushi insisted he was not going to apologize for that. And that was when I started looking at him like, this guy no wise. You don't know what thing marriage is all about. How could you come online and say your wife is not the most beautiful, whatever, whatever, whatever? Dude, that is BS. And I'm going to use that to act as Uncle Beno for a minute here. So, dear young men, listen to me. Whoever you end up with, any woman you end up with, that woman is the most beautiful woman in your life. If you agree with me, drop a one. Simbi, what's up, mommy? Do you agree with me? Simbi.
100%, sir. Good evening, sir. 100%. I'm with you.
Maybe I say, Uncle
Your
Beno,
wife
no
is
sleep for
supposed to
you,
be the most beautiful woman.
right? Yeah, maybe I
Yes.
say, Uncle Ben, no sleep for you. I was just catching up on the other show. Yes, my sister, I actually slept for 5.5 hours. But you see this fine girl where you dey hear her voice, oh, now she wake me up with phone call. Uncle Ben, you said we're gonna do another show. I'm like, okay, 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 okay. I promise you, baby, we're gonna do it. All right, so let's continue. I'm playing Uncle Beno for a minute here. There, young man, whichever lady you end up with proposing to and she accepted she's going to be your wife, first off, you need to understand she's doing you a favor. And from that moment henceforth, if you really want to make your marriage work, your mentality should reconfigure itself. Your mindset should be reconfigured to understand that your woman is the most beautiful, most adorable woman in this whole wide world. All right. And anytime you want to make any reference to her, you got to filter your words in such a way that you are not going to downgrade her. So take that lesson from at least your middle age uncle. All right. So thank you, everybody. Everybody drop a one in the chat. Like, yes, that means your woman is the best woman in the whole wide world. So Solomon Buchi went ahead, and since then, he has been getting involved in one trouble or the other. So I guess the lady, according to what I gathered, the lady is in UK. So she probably fight for him and now he's living in the UK. Now, much respect to all my brothers who made their way to UK, bro. From what I've learned so far, the UK is not an easy place when you relocate. Things are gonna be a little bit doozy for a while. So, and if you also live in the UK, you should understand that the UK, even though they claim they've set every other country free, they still have mentality. So when you live in place like UK, you want to be super, super careful. The UK is not a place you live and you hop online and you started fighting people up and down. All it takes to throw you under the bus is just one lawsuit and you are done for. So basically, shout out to my baby girl Simbi. So Simbi sent this to me as the hot for social media right now. So Bushi again. I don't know what's going on between Bushi and Tasha. Is that Tasha, right? That's simply
Yes,
Tasha.
sir.
Now, yeah,
That's
that's Tasha.
Thatcher.
All right.
BBN
So,
Thatcher.
yeah, I don't know what's going on between Bushi and Tasha, but Bushi shaded Tasha once again, and he posted this on. This is definitely from Twitter, right? Simbi, is this coming on Twitter? Where is Simbi? Simbi is
Boss,
lost
yes,
again.
Twitter. I'm sorry, I was in the chat.
Yeah, just
Yes,
stay right
Twitter.
here for a minute because I'm not following these folks at all. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Maximum respect to all my Nigeria brothers and sisters, but I'm not really a big fan of BBN Niger because I don't see how BBN Niger is improving the lives of young Nigerians. So I'm not even following any of their people and whatever they are doing. So I need you right here, Simbi, to make this make sense. So basically, Bushi shared this on Twitter. He said, "This is literally the reason Nigerian celebrities don't like moving abroad because they will miss the jobless Nigerians who fan over them like this." Imam. Then Tasha replied him by saying,
That
calling
that
Nigeria,
is laughing my ass out.
yes,
LMAO.
yeah, you see, I be Gens waiting, I be now Gen X. We really don't, we're not that good with all this, your new acronyms for everything nonsense. Anyway, simply Tasha replied and said, calling Nigerians jobless, but you set professional camera with Mike talking about me. Screams, joblessness. Better better be thanking your wife for housing you because you've been in the UK for God knows how long. Job you never see. Now you are just worthless house husband with ring light. Cry, baby, cry. All right, all right, all right. Then a second post follow up. Bushi said, "My legitimate housewife, me." My legitimate wife housed me, but you are housed by other people's husband. Port Harcourt illiterate. Oh, Lua, this guy, this is what is called bass and the boss. Tasha won't let go. You know how they behave for Nigeria now? They chase clout for a living in Nigeria. So Tasha came back and said, I give you a whole lifetime to provide receipt of anybody's husband, in quote, housing me. I will pay this month rent so your wife can relax and breathe. You go grow old with nothing. The 4 months I spent in the UK, I will confidently house both you and your struggling wife. Jesus Christ. My 1 month rent Canary in Canary Wharf is your 6 month rent. If no be low self-esteem, we won't finish your wife, who in their right senses go house her fellow woman with ring light. UK, my ass. Cold and broke podcaster. Oh Diego. Is that how they say Oh Diego Simbi? Oh
Oh
Diego!
Diego. Oh
Oh
Diego.
Diego. All right. So now this is exactly where I'm going. But before I give my 2 cents and move on to Peter Obi and Atiku, Sibi, can you tell me the origin of this bars? Because right now I'm getting pissed. I ain't gonna lie to you. And the reason I'm getting pissed is how Stray Bullet is meeting Buchi's wife. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know,
Hi, real fam.
if you hang around me for a while, of course you will know that I don't joke with anything woman. Call me woman rapper if you like. I don't care. But when it comes to women, I ain't playing. Remember, I have two beautiful daughters, and I love them to the moon. They know they take me play, and every time I'm praying and watching over them like a hawk. So I also have a lot of sisters and aunties on the internet as well as around me and colleagues. So when people throw shade or stray bullet hit any woman, I kind of feel it. So if you like, say, oh, Kube, you be woman rapper, that's your own cup of tea. This is my own mentality. I was raised to respect women. I was raised to love women. I was raised to appreciate women all the time. So in everything I'm doing, I always look at every woman like, oh, this could have been my potential wife, this could have been my sister, my mom. So it's different for me. But before I give my 2 cents, Simbi, what started this buzz boost between Bushi and Tasha? Any idea?
Uncle Uncle Ben, I just saw it and I shared it to you. You know how the internet can be. But what the feeling I have is I think you know how celebrities are naturally in Nigeria.
Mm,
This feeling where fans are always fusing over them and they're all over them. Some even end up misbehaving because they see a celebrity and all of that. So
yeah,
he made Buchi sometimes makes random posts, you
right.
understand? So I think he made a post and Tasha could see through him. And Tasha was like, no, 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 you can't get away with this. I need to reply. I need to tell you that You can't just throw this shade at celebrities. I don't know if he doesn't consider
Okay.
himself a celebrity. You understand? I think she just wanted to respond to him
Mm,
and tell him that, okay, bro, you can't just say these things when your life is not even perfect. And see,
yeah.
you know, the problem I have with Solomon is that he talks in a way that they end up, I don't see Diola, because that's her name, so much on the internet, exchanging words with people, going back and forth and all of that.
Who
And
is Deola?
she's the woman. That's
Who is
Solomon's
Deola?
wife. That's her name.
Oh, Deola is her
Adiola.
name? Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir. She's your sister. So I don't see her going
Adeola,
back and
Adeola
forth.
Arike. Arike, that's her name. Adeola
I can't
Arike.
remember the other name,
Okay,
but
go
I know
ahead.
Adiola very well.
Yeah, go
Yes.
ahead.
So I don't like the idea of him talking and talking, and then he makes this thing where they start dragging his wife. The poor girl is out there hustling, and right now she's a mother, and you know how women can be when they have babies newly. I didn't expect him to be going back and forth with Tasha, and he would just wake up. There was a day he posted his receipt, what Facebook actually paid him,
Okay,
and people were like, really, this is not necessary, and they're like, oh my god, because that's the only job you have,
okay,
that's why you're posting your receipt. People make more than this, they don't bring it online, but you just come online when it feels like Nigerians are beginning to forget you, start up one
okay.
random post like that, shading people and all of that. I don't
All right.
I
So,
don't
so,
understand.
so, so we can conclude that he basically chased clout for a living, right?
Yeah, he does that. Sometimes, Uncle
Okay,
Ben, I'm going to be honest, sometimes he makes sense, you know, because he does a lot of reaction to videos. He sees a video that is not so cool on the internet, and then he'll react to it. I think he should stick with that instead of just writing, oh my God, church brothers. No, this is why I don't do church brothers. They are the worst. They
all right.
act all innocent, they act all perfect, but they are the worst, trust me.
Yeah,
And Tasha is
he's
actually leading, sir. Oha for Oha. I think Tasha's Oha has more ogiri than Buchi's Oha. Buchi's Oha just has Maggi. There's no ogiri inside. So Tasha is winning.
okay. As for me, my dear, this is not about winning. It's about, as far as I'm concerned, it's about showing your wife maximum respect. The moment I actually disliked this dude was when he made this comment on the internet. That's when I don't like him anymore. When he penned down some note and share online, and I think it was in July 24th, and he said, "Not the most beautiful woman, neither are you the most intelligent woman, but I've chosen to never find perfection in anyone else." And later he added the caption stating that you are not the most beautiful slash intelligent might sound like it's not a compliment. Yeah, but it's a realistic base for real love. Buchi, I don't like to curse you because you are a married man, but this is just my advice to you. The moment you are with a lady and you propose to that lady and she accepts to be your wife, first off, see that as a favor. Because, like I've always said, a woman can find somebody who is 10 times better than you without much effort. A woman can just go to a restaurant, she can just be walking on the street, and a big boy who is a baller can see her and just get attracted to her. So, if you are a young man and you're listening to me, always treat your woman as the best thing in this world. I know in Nigeria, some boys have this mindset that once a woman say yes to them, they automatically feel they are way above that woman. That's not how it works. It doesn't matter how big you are, how successful you are. As far as you are getting under or between the legs of a woman, she has a lot of power over you. That woman can make or mar your life. And from the statement Bushi made, is giving me the energy of somebody who thought he's above the woman he got married to. I'm so sorry, Arike, if whatever you are going through, because you are definitely living with this guy in the house, and if a guy can come to social media and just make stupid comment like that, that kind of puts you in the line of fire. I know how that can be. So, Arike, you will be the one I'm going to apologize to. You will be the one that I'm going to ask to, take the upper route. You know how Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. So, my sister, I know you definitely love this guy. Shout out to you, my Vico sister. How you doing? So I know you definitely love this guy. You definitely thought that, oh man, this is good for me. And that is why you took that risk to marry a guy who is jobless, worthless, except for him writing poem and all that shit. You took it all on. You went to marry him in Nigeria and you brought him to the UK. I know you probably spent almost 70 to 80% of the money you use in bringing him to the UK. That is what happens when a woman loves a man. But with this guy, attracting insult to you on social media is definitely a no-no for me. So, my sister Arike, you are the one I'm gonna pray for. You are the one I'm gonna say, please just overlook this his shenanigans. Okay. If a guy can attract insult to you on social media, definitely I don't think that is a guy that respects you at home. Any woman, any man that respects his wife at home, that man will not go on social media and start exchanging bass with another fellow woman. I don't know, maybe I'm making sense to you guys. Because the thing is, when you start exchanging words with women, you are trying to drag women on social media. Guess who the woman will attack? The woman will attack your wife. And if you are married to somebody like this Arike now, obviously, based on what Simbi said so far, she's not a social media person. Now, a girl who is minding her business in a place like UK where people work hard and they are taking almost, is it 30% or 40% taxes from their money? That is a lot of money. It's one of the reasons wasn't appealing to me in the first place. They take too much taxes from their money and they work hard. So a woman is not on social media. You now brought her to social media, and then somebody like Tasha, somebody who has been to BBN Niger, is now directing all the bazooka to your wife. Again, look at what Tasha wrote in reply. I give you a whole lifetime to provide receipt of anybody's husband housing me. I will pay this month rent so your wife can relax and breathe. You go grow old with nothing. The 4 months I spent in the UK, I will confidently house both you and your strongly wife. Is that necessary? Is that necessary for a lady who live in the? I don't live in the UK. Shout out to you, my sister M5. How are you doing, man? Those who live in the UK, please tell me. For a woman who is working hard, working her butt off. I live in the US and I know those who live in the UK, they share similarities with us. If you live in this Western world and you don't want to live the life of crime, you don't want to scam anybody, you just want to do your hard work, make your legitimate money, and live good. I don't think it's worth it. Shout out to my Sensei. Welcome, Cece. I don't think it's worth it for you to now allow somebody like Natasha to call your quiet, responsible, beautiful wife a struggling wife. The thing they pay me because that is really crazy. If you call anybody who live abroad a struggling person, it means that you yourself you are worthless. You really don't know what it means to live abroad. That's why when I see some folks from Nigeria come over to the US, maybe on a visiting visa or maybe they're on vacation, and they go back to Nigeria and they start running their mouth. Me, I can't live in abroad. You see the work where they do. Is it yam, 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 yam. I will tell you this right now for real. Just like we're going to discuss politics in a minute here. If Nigeria is truly to be developed, many of you folks will not breathe. Many of you folks, some of you will go hang themselves. If you know what it means to live in abroad, abroad is a place where you earn legitimate money. If you cut any corner, Trust me, the law will catch up with you. You are seeing the news on social media. And when you come abroad, the tendency is there for you to commit crime because they are trustworthy abroad. Oyinbo they trust. You can easily scam them. You can easily do all kind of bullshit. But the fact remains that the law will catch up with you. And now when you see people who live in the Western world, Europe, Canada, US, UK, going to their legitimate work, saving, going to school, working 2, 3 jobs and study at the same time so that they can get to where they want to be. And because you came into some stolen money in Nigeria, whether politician is funding your life, or you are into scam, or you are defrauding people, or you are into whatever bullshit you guys got going on there. If you come to abroad and you do loud because you run into some money that if we trace the root of that money, you are supposed to be in jail. You now go back to Nigeria and you start running your mouth on people abroad. You are a cow. I'm sorry, I just have to say it because they really don't understand what it means to live abroad. So now, Tasha is attacking your wife, calling your wife a struggling wife. Then she went ahead and said, my 1 month rent in Canary, is it Canary Wharf? I think that should be in the UK, right? My 1 month rent in Canary Wharf is your 6 month rent. If not below self-esteem, we won't finish your wife. Imagine that again. Just think about that for a minute. The poor lady, let me just let it go. Yeah, Canary Wharf, London, right? Thank you, that UK dude. Thank you, Shoki. God bless you. So you see that the woman who is just minding her business now, Tasha just ignore you that you are useless. Rather, she's attacking the poor lady. Erama Fagbo, Erama Fagbo. Dear young men, as part of our ongoing series of real how to become a high value married man, one of the way to respect your wife is to respect other women. You feel me? If you want to attract respect to your wife, respect every other woman out there. Many of them are better than your wife. Many of them are not up to your wife. But as far as you go out there, you show absolute respect to every woman that cross your path. What comes to their mind immediately is your wife. They will respect your wife. That's my advice for you guys. Simbi, you want to add anything so that we can move on to political round table? Thank you, everybody.
No,
I
but
see you, Mom of
you
Five,
said it
Kendra,
well
and
said.
everybody. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Let's talk about political rant. All right, all right. Thank you for hanging out with me. Please hit the like button if you haven't done that already. For those of you who have hung around me for a while, you know that I'm a man of my word. I've said that now that Nigeria, the opposition party, they've all come together under the umbrella of ADC, and Peter Obi has declared that he's now part of the coalition ADC, because I'm an obedient and I've always supported Peter Obi's mandate. I'm going to be doing a lot of show just to promote my principle. Now, don't be angry. This is politics. Everyone who knows how politics works, you should understand that people have the freedom to choose their own candidate. So the fact that I'm supporting Peter Obi does not negate the fact that you have the right to support President Tinubu, to support Atiku Abubakar, or even Rotimi Amechi, depending on whoever is coming out. It is politics. People have their choice. One crazy thing about politics is that sometimes the candidate you supported and you campaign for may become the president and then disappoints you. When Donald Trump was running for presidency in America, I look at the political landscape in America and I know that America, even though America is a developed world, America is not there yet where they are going to elect female presidents. Now, anything is possible in America. Maybe in the next election, I don't, anybody they feed, if that person is very sound, even if it's a woman, I think they will definitely vote for her. But I'm just saying, in politics, The candidate you campaign for, the candidate you fought for, might turn out to be the candidate that will disappoint you. But during campaign, everybody has the freedom to campaign for candidate of their choice. So as for me, Peter Obi is my candidate of choice for now, and Tinubu might be your candidate. Please feel free to also campaign for your candidate. One good thing about me is that even though I'm using my platform to promote Peter Obi, you can use my platform to promote your candidate. I'm not really against it. The only thing is that if you drop some data, I might fact check you. And if I drop some data, you are also free to fact check me. That is how politics work. Okay, we got to hold each other accountable and responsible for our comments and our statements. Okay, so now I yesterday's show I started by saying it is Peter Obi or nobody, and that is my stance. I even share a shot on my channel here. It is either Peter Obi or nobody. That is my take. Now, why am I saying that? I've looked at the ADC and all other potential candidate in that ADC, they don't measure up as far as I am concerned. However, when it comes to their political willpower and what they bring to the table, these guys are political juggernaut. They are political heavyweight. All right. So, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that if we don't agree with their manifesto or their political philosophy, we shouldn't say it. As far as I'm concerned, any other possible candidate that they may throw out there uh, in the ADC, I see none of them who is as qualified as Peter Obi. And my stand is that if anyone else, if ADC, in fact, from the moment ADC we suggest that okay, we have couple of people who want to contest, who want to become our flag bearer. We are a very fair party. We are democratic. We want them to go for the primaries. Whoever the representative, the delegate elected to be our flag bearer, we are going to be behind that person. And then they will now give them one crazy contract that all the candidates will sign. That okay, after this primary, whoever emerges the president, that is who we are going to kill behind. And that is where me I'm going right now. Because if you give me Peter Obi, you give me Atiku Abubakar, and possibly maybe Rotimi Amechi, and maybe one or two other people might throw themselves in the ring for the primaries. Trust me, none of them can beat Atiku Abubakar. Won't be alaya anybody. Atiku Abubakar will end up becoming the candidate of that party. And because they're going to give them that form where they are all going to sign that whoever emerged the primary candidate, the person will have to be on the campaign train and also throw their full support behind the candidate. Peter Obi will sign that contract. Therefore, when he will lost in the primary, because trust me, Peter Obi could lose the primary, they will now get him to say, go and rally your people, let them support Waziri of Adamawa. Me, Benoriu, the moment they announce primary, that is when I will pull away from Peter Obi and I will throw my 1000% support behind President Tinubu. So maybe they get that one clear now. Now, depending on how Tinubu perform between now and 2027, if I feel in my spirit that I cannot be a Tinubu supporter, I will kukuma sit down and watch. I go dey do cruise shows. I'll forget about Nigeria politics. So that's where I'm coming from. Therefore, on the basis of this, my stance, I now decided that I'm going to begin to follow whatever is going on in the ADC closely. So today, we are going to start to we'll begin to examine the political profile of each of the potential candidates in the ADC. So, if you want us to do it that way, so that at least people get to know them, their record, and all that, drop a one in the chat. For those of you who like politics, it's going to be very, very interesting. I don't know how people discuss politics in Nigeria and they will start fighting and all that. And at the end of the day, it doesn't get anywhere. For me, politics is fun. Politics, when you get involved in political debate, you learn more You become conscious. You're going to be conscious. You're going to be aware of what is happening. That is how you wake up. That's how me I approach politics. And when you follow politicians and you follow their manifestos, how they run things, you are a better citizen, because whichever way their government is going, you are always going to be well informed, and as a result of that, you will be way ahead of every other people around you. That is one big mistake a lot of Nigerians are making. They don't know what's happening in the government. When government say, "Oh, we are going to pass a budget for next year," vast majority of Nigerians don't care. They don't look into the budget. Okay, Tinubu just passed the tax reform right now. I can bet my last dollar 90% of Nigerian population, they have not go in and look into that tax bill to see how exactly that tax bill can benefit them and how it can affect them. And I'm going to tell you this for free. As somebody who have lived in America for a while now, who have seen how the system works in America. You see, when you get involved in politics, when you go online every day, you read news, you follow what the president is saying, what the House is saying, what your governor is saying, whatever new law and everything they put out there, you are at least 50 steps ahead of your peers that doesn't even pay attention to what they are doing. Because you know why? In those tax bills, in every law that they formulated and they pass, there is always going to be loopholes. I learned that from President Donald Trump. Yes, I learned that from President Donald Trump. When Donald Trump was being accused of tax evasion, he was so bold. Donald Trump was bold, and he said publicly that I don't do nothing. I don't commit any tax fraud or anything. Go check the papers. Everything I did was according to the tax code. So I was hearing tax code, tax code. I'm like, what is Trump talking about? The Democrats, they are all over the news. Oh, he has committed tax evasion. He's supposed to be jailed forever. He's a criminal. He's taking money from the people. Yeah, 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 yeah. Then I drag my butt to the internet and I research what the tax code is all about. And at every point where they are bringing cases against Donald Trump, there is always a loophole in the tax code. Those loopholes are what Donald Trump was taking advantage of. So I'm telling you this right now as a Nigerian. There's always going to be government, there's always going to be a president, there's always going to be manifesto, and there's always going to be new bills, new laws. That is how you develop a country. So, as an individual, if you want to get ahead in life, you have to pay attention to those laws. Then you will see the loopholes. You will use those loopholes to your advantage. Some of you right now, you have not read the Tinubu tax bill. The Tinubu tax bill already give some privileges to small businesses in Nigeria. They already say, look, if you make below this so amount, you are not going to pay taxes. If you have a company, you make below so amount, you won't pay these taxes. You as an individual right now, because I gather that if you made below 800,000 a year, you guys in Nigeria, please let me know if I'm right, because that's what I saw in the tax bill. If you make below 800,000 naira, you are exempted from paying taxes. Now, some of you are running businesses where you are making 3 million, you are making 5, 10, 15 million a year. And those businesses are not registered. That means the government will take your money at the end of the year. You might even go to jail if you no pay. You might think that they don't see you. They see you. Tinubu is an accountant. Before they embark on this tax bill, they already put measures in place. So if I have to advise you, business-wise, I will tell you, if you are making over 10 million, you make it 20 million a year. The best thing you need to do right now is to go and register an LLC or register a small scale business. That will automatically put you below the tax cut. Hello, I don't know if you guys are learning from this. So immediately that will save you a lot of stress. I'm just saying. You might not be interested in politics, but whatever the politicians do, it will affect your life. When Tinubu was running for office, a lot of people did not support Tinubu, both in the north, east, west, and south. And yet, Tinubu got 8 million plus votes. He's now the president. Now, guess you what? Tinubu policy is affecting both the people who voted for him and those who did not vote for him. That is how politics works. You can shout, you can wail, you can curse him out. You heard Baba said himself, if you like, curse me, I don't care. He even told his aide, leave people, they are allowed to curse me out. If you are in politics, people will drag you. Don't accuse anybody. Leave them. It's called freedom of press. It's called freedom of democracy. So that is what it is. So right now, because thank you guys for voting one, because majority of you voted one that we should start by looking into the political profile of each candidate. Ladies and gentlemen, let us quickly examine the political profile of Atiku Abubakar. I'm sharing my link right now for those who want to hop in the studio to add their voice, maybe at least for 2 or 3 minutes. Here is the link. This is Political Roundtable. Don't be a stranger. Together, we got to fix Nigeria and we have to sensitize our people. All right. So, what is the political profile of Atiku Abubakar? Here we go. Where is it? All right. Let me show you. Atiku Abubakar political profile, and this is coming from what is available online. So don't say, "Oh, Ben, it's because you are supporting P2B. That's why you are pointing this out." You can see I'm bringing this from, of course, my Google Gemini. So Atiku Abubakar is a prominent Nigerian politician with a long history in the People's Democratic Party. Yeah, thank you, Uncle Dayo. Uncle Dayo in the building. Thank you, sir. So let's move on real quick. So Atiku Abubakar is a prominent Nigerian politician with a long history in the People's Democratic Party, that was then, having served as the former vice president of Nigeria from 1999 to 2007 under President Olusegun Obasanjo. He has been a presidential candidate multiple times. Take note of that. He has been a presidential candidate multiple times, most recently in 2023. In 2025, he left the PDP and joined the African Democratic Congress alongside Peter Obi to form a united front against the All Progressive Congress in the 2027 elections. Here is more detailed look at his political profile. All right, the key political positions and events. Now, take note of this. Between 1999 to 2007, vice president of Nigeria under President Olusegun Obasanjo. And in 2007, he contested the presidential election on the Action Congress platform, finishing third. Now, take note for those of you who miss history, uh, right until 2007, Atiku Abubakar was a member of People Democratic Party. So when he was going to contest in 2007, because Obasanjo threw his weight behind the late President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua. Is it Umaru Musa Yar'Adua? Is that the name of him or the name of his senior brother? Uncle Dayo. Yes, now it's Umaru Musa Yar'Adua. Now that was our
Yes,
leader,
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
All
That's
right.
the name.
Okay. So because he wanted to pick the PDP ticket and he lost, I think he lost in the primaries or something. So he switched his party. He moved to Action Congress. That used to be Tinubu's party. That is when he was in cohort with Tinubu. And then he ran against Imaru Musa Yar'Adua. And I think Buhari also contested in 2007, I guess. Is that right, Uncle Dayo? And it came out that Umaru Musa Yar'Adua emerges the president. Buhari came second and he came third. All right. Fast forward to 2011. He contested the PDP presidential primaries but lost to Goodluck Jonathan. Now, here is the thing. After 2007 election and he came third, he went back to rejoin the PDP. Hello? I don't know if I'm making sense to you all guys. So he went back to join the PDP again. And this time around, he contested against President Goodluck Jonathan, which President Goodluck Jonathan won in 2011. Now, In 2014, he joined the All Progressive Congress. In 2007, the Action Congress was the party he run under, and now the Action Congress, just like they are forming ADC now, they consolidated power and they formed a coalition. And because they formed a coalition, they now changed their name to All Progressive Congress. So for those of you who are not politically inclined, you are beginning to get the full picture now. But one thing that is common with APC is that Tinubu was always there. He never changed his party. So in 2014, he joined the All Progressive Congress. And by 2015, he contested the APC presidential primaries, losing to Muhammadu Buhari. Take note, while they were trying to unseat President Goodluck Jonathan, because of what Buhari did back then, after Buhari unseat President Shagari, because of all the reform and everything Buhari and Ide Agbon introduced, and the way everybody perceived him as an angel, people believe that Buhari is the person who can galvanize and kind of garner support from Nigerians massively, just like Peter Obi is doing right now. Everybody believed that Buhari can convince Nigeria. So Tinubu, now being a political strategy, was the one who encouraged Buhari to come and join the All Progressive Congress. Uncle Dayo, am I right, sir? Because Uncle Dayo is more political inclined than me when it comes to Nigeria. Is that, am I right,
100%.
Dayo? Okay.
100%. In fact, sir, just on what you are saying, when
Hmm.
they went to meet him, Buhari does not have generator in his house. He was that poor. They bought the ticket for him, they put generator in his house, and they made him up. So you can continue, sir.
All right. So when Tinubu brought Buhari, Tinubu have calculated that with President Goodluck Jonathan's popularity and the fact that Goodluck Jonathan is an erudite scholar, remember he was a lecturer before he ventured into politics. So Tinubu figured that Buhari is the only one who can go head to head with Goodluck Jonathan and can garner votes from Nigerians. Yet, guess in 2015, who is contesting? He contested the APC primaries. So just like Buhari, he contested the APC primary and then he lost to Buhari. And that's when he went back to PDP once again. Are you people getting this? Are you beginning to see who is Atiku Abubakar? So he's hopping from one party to party just because he got to be the president. Now, in 2017, he returned to the PDP yet again, so that by 2019 he will run for president again. So 2019 PDP presidential candidate, and he lost to Muhammadu Buhari yet again. Remember what I said about this 2027 election, that when somebody is the incumbent, they are in control of everything. In places like Nigeria, it's so freaky crazy, because in Nigeria, as the president, you are the one who is going to appoint everybody in your cabinet, everybody in government parastatals, and I mean head of parastatals and that. And one of the people you are going to appoint is INEC chairman, which is where me personally, I thought Nigeria is getting it wrong. A position short as INEC chairman is not supposed to be a presidential appointee. So in 2019, by the time he was contesting and running against President Muhammadu Buhari, Buhari has already appointed Jega. If somebody appoints you, are you going to betray that person? In fact, before they appoint you in Nigeria, because you are just looking at Nigerian politics from what you are seeing ordinarily, it went deeper than that. Before they appoint you or they give you some political appointment in Nigeria, you may have to swear some oaths, and sometimes it runs so deep. So Jega now, as usual, they do their wuru and everything. Boom, Buhari emerges the president in 2019. By 2022, uh, Abubakar now ran again as PDP presidential candidate, losing to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. My brother shocked. Shocky said, "This is just confusion, don't confuse." So now, in 2022, He ran as PDP presidential candidate, losing to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And now, 2015, he left the PDP and joined the African Democratic Congress alongside Peter Obi. So, for those of you who are not really following Nigeria politics, what you see now as ADC is just like a replica of APC. APC was formed by the combination of various opposition parties when they want to wrestle power from PDP. That is exactly what they are doing now. Now, am I against the coming together and forming a coalition? No, because from the way Tinubu administration is going, it is apparent they were going to turn Nigeria to a one party, a one dominance party country, and that is not right. So here is your assignment against our next political roundtable. Go and Google the countries in Africa that has one dominant party. Because even if you say, oh, it's a one-party country, nobody will agree. No, there is not like a one-party country. But in a country where you have one party being the one that won the election over and over again, they are the one who determine who become governor, who become local government chairman, councillor, and everything. That means they are all being controlled. If you venture, don't do what you were asked to do, your political career will bite. So Google the countries in Africa that is being run by one dominant party. Come and tell me the number you find out from your Google search. Now, ADC, I want ADC. I ain't gonna lie to you. I am not supporting a country that's gonna have one dominant party. That country go wreck. They will loot, they will steal, they will. Even I think so. Now don't see stealing before. Una they play. You know why? Una they play. If you have one dominant party, your country will become a useless country. I don't want that. So I also want strong opposition. It's called check and balance. But now this ADC, I'm telling you that for you to know that ADC is not the wrong idea. It's very, very well needed right now because APC is getting out of hand. They are getting out of control. Before the formation of this ADC, if you listen to President Tinubu rhetorics, he's beginning to brag. Say, I hear that they say they are forming a coalition. That is a confusion. And they say they were coming to remove me from office. We need more people in the All Progressive Congress. More people should come. That is how dictators speak. Tinubu is not a dictator. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, Tinubu has done a good job so far. It's just because the system is rotten. And for anybody to clean that system, your hands must be clean. And Tinubu is trying, but when people are not going to jail, when politicians who stole money, they are not being convicted, you cannot run a country like that. That's just my problem with him. But before the forming of this coalition, Tinubu is already sounding like I'm in charge. They all can do nothing. So therefore, now that we have this coalition, and this coalition has someone like Peter Obi, anybody who is politically inclined on both parties, either APC, PDP, or ADC, wherever you come from, everybody know very well that the one candidate who can get the APC members to pee on themselves is Peter Obi, because Peter Obi got the support of the people. And right now, even the northern people, because you cannot become Nigeria president without northern vote. It's not happening. And the northerners, they are not really, they're not the bad Tinubu like that again. So I rest my case. There you have it. That is Atiku Abubakar's political profile. Now, allegedly, Atiku Abubakar have also been named in several corruption practices. One of the things that created, allegedly, one of the things that created big issue between Atiku Abubakar and then his boss, Obasanjo, was that Atiku Abubakar was the one who was moving strongly that many federal government parastatals should be privatized in Nigeria. He put on so much pressure that allegedly, by the time Tinubu's Obasanjo succumbed and they were privatizing many of those parastatals, allegedly they said Atiku Abubakar bought many of those government parastatals. And that is one of the cloud hanging over him. I don't know how true is that. Ladies and gentlemen, I rest my case. I'm going to yield the floor to Uncle Dayo to also give us his take on Atiku Abubakar versus Peter Obi for president, and then we'll call it a day. Over to you, Uncle Dayo.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. You have done most of it already. Sir. The only thing just that Atiku Abubakar's obsession to become Nigerian president has no bounds. He has been trying it from every nooks and crannies, from one party to the other, from one coalition to the other, from one merger to the other, just for him to get to that position. And even now, it is this same ambition that has driven him to go to ADC. Now, being in ADC, if you look at everybody that is there, he's the oldest by age. He's the oldest. And when it comes to experience, he's the most experienced also. You name it, he's got it all. But age is not really on his side. And these people, one of the things that we are saying, that we're talking about in this country is that this generation of Abubakar, this Atiku and co, for the past 4 generations or more, they are the one that has been controlling Nigerian politics, and they don't want to leave. And they believe that until they buy, they are the one that's supposed to rule. And they've not done anything positive, because in fact, they are the reason why we are where we are today. They've got nothing to offer. Also, against, just to say something about him also, he used to be a very senior officer in Nigerian custom just before he joined the politics and all. He has been in money. He has been in money from day one. He has always been enjoying juicy positions. And when it comes to the last time when Obasanjo, when he was the vice president, Obasanjo makes him the chairman of the privatization committee, whereby they decide to privatize some of the government companies and some of the government parastatals. And he made it a point of duty that
go ahead, please.
That majority of those companies, of these government institutions, he bought the larger part of them.
That allegedly, that's what we heard too.
Yes, yes, allegedly. Also, according to what was reported about him, also, he has hands in so many of the fake contracts, allegedly, that was dished out during the time when he was the vice president. These are some of the reasons why Obasanjo and him have clashes, allegedly, to the point that when he said he wanted to become president, Obasanjo stood against him. That somebody that was vice president, somebody that was a second in command, how come you cannot come openly and say you are not going to support him to become president after you are leaving? So it goes deeper than that. But up till now, he has a kind of a history, allegedly, that is not all that okay. Even in the last election, when they were doing the primaries I think it came out under PDP this last election, right?
Yeah.
Against the president now. At their primaries, allegedly there were stories of how he manipulated, how he was able to manipulate all the people that are supposed to vote. They call them, I've forgotten what they call, all delegates. All delegates. He manipulated a lot of them. That allegedly it was said that he paid them in dollars, allegedly. And when you are supposed to go and cash the dollars after they have voted him in to be the to have won the so-called primaries. When they wanted to go and cash the dollar, they realized that some of those dollars were fakes. So
Yeah.
the man when he was into politics, he knows how to play dirty. He has been dirty allegedly, and he has always played dirty also allegedly. So the fear now is this: as a candidate in ADC, if ADC were to run primaries, Peter Obi will not stand a chance. Not because he will not have the vote or not because he doesn't have the support, but these people can play that. And Peter Obi, the very first thing that brought him out when he came out to declare that he want to run for this presidency was that he has a
Mm.
slogan: "We know they pay shishi." That
Yes,
is, we are
so
not. That is, we are not giving any bribe. We're not paying shishi,
Shishi, we know they drop.
and that is the
Sisi,
trend. You
sorry,
know,
Sisi say he sounds very dubious. Sisi, you are right. You see the headline right there, that is coming from Reuters. One of the things Atiku Abubakar has always been after is to privatize state-owned oil firms. Has been one of his goals that if he become president, we have to privatize many of these things. But who get the money to buy those companies, oil companies, if you have to privatize them? So I'm just saying, and you can see on the screen that is Reuters. Reuters is not blog. Oh. These are internationally recognized media powerhouses. So they got that report on him. Go ahead, sir. I just wanted to point that out real quick.
so when Peter Obi came out with that slogan that they pay shishi, when Nigerians that knows that at last we are getting somebody that is clean, that can wash us clean in this country. Because the problem with Nigeria, apart from the fact that we have our security issues, our major problem in this country is corruption. It was even corruption that brought about these insecurity issues also. If you can get it right by eliminating corruption or by bringing it down to the barest minimum, Nigeria will succeed. Our problem is not poverty. Nigeria is so rich that
Mhm.
if we don't have corruption, we will be far, far better than Dubai and you name any country in the world, because we have the resources, we have everything,
Absolutely.
everything. But because of corruption, we are like one of the purest nation in the world. And ironically, 89% of our wealth is going into private pockets. That is
Yeah.
why it is so painful. It's like you are in the middle of riches and you are hungry. You are in the middle of water and you are thirsty. That's how
Yeah.
Nigeria is. So we need somebody that can go there, God helping him, to flush out all these corrupt practices in the country.
Yeah.
Initially, we thought it was Buhari that can do it, but Buhari, when he did that, then he was a military man. He doesn't have to listen to anybody apart from the Supreme Military Council members. But
Yeah.
when he came in as a politician, he could not. In fact, I'm sorry, allegedly, his tenure was much more worse than every other tenure just before him. So it now brought us to when Tinubu now came in now. Tinubu now came in now from where we are even far worse off than when we were there during this Jonathan regime. So Tinubu to try 2 years into it now, we are not getting any better, at least. But we can see some drawings on the wall that okay, let's see what this thing will lead us to. But
Yeah.
back to this time now, we need a party that can rewrite Nigerians' history. We need a party that can put us on the right pedestal. So far, so good. The only person among all the candidates that we have seen so far that has the clout, that has the will, and has the backing of the people is Peter Obi. And if he can get on a good party that can support him, then he stands a chance. That's why we are still waiting and watching. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Uncle Dio. You see, I told you I have a lot of political minds, great minds, people who have been following Nigeria politics, that we can break this thing down together. If you would like to be part of the political roundtable, please do not hesitate. Reach out to me and you can be my guest. All you have to do is send your message to 512-771-1036. All right, look, you have just 2 minutes because I got to go now. What do you want to say about the ongoing uh 2027 agenda between Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi?
Good evening, boss. Good evening. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening,
Uh,
buddy.
Thank you
Go
for giving
ahead.
me this 2 minutes.
Mm,
First of all, I would like to say that Sir Dayo has said most of the things. I want to state a fact here. OBJ, OBJ now spoil Nigeria. To be frank with you, OBJ spoil Nigeria because of self-interest, because of his own personal interest. You see, assuming he allowed good luck to be there that time, this country will not be like this. Because of the good luck was not ready to be controlled by them. He didn't want to be controlled. That's why OBJ decamped to APC and decamped to APC and fought for Buhari and Tinubu, and APC came in. APC came in. They were shocked. They were even thinking good luck will not accept defeats, but we are surprised good luck accepted defeats, and he called in to congratulate him. You have won. They were shocked that APC won. Now they entered now. They don't have anything to on ground to offer the people. Past
mm,
criminals, association of past criminals, began to loot and spoil everything. You see, OBJ has a hand in this thing. And I want to say this now. Uh, PO, Peter Obi is good. Atiku, Atiku is a no-go area. According to what Sadayo said, Atiku is a no-go area. But in Nigeria politics, we all know that if you want to do Nigeria politics, you have to be like a pig. You have to fight
mm,
dirty. And Peter Obi cannot fight dirty. I just pray that Atiku and Erufai and Emeshi, those people, they humble themselves for him and they can fight the dirty fight for him. Why they carry him as a saint? If not, without that, Mr. Obi is not going anywhere. It's not going
mm,
anywhere unless God intervene. And second, you see, those our religious leaders that protested against Goodluck Jonathan, those times,
mhm.
I want them to come out now and start against Tinubu. Let them protest against Tinubu. Let the people see it. Let the people see it, because these people, they are, to me, allegedly, secretly, they are supporting Tinubu. They are backing him.
Yep.
That's why this guy is getting momentum. That's getting momentum. These guys can come outside and protest against him that this thing is worse. I know one guy, this Winners pastor, Yedepo, I
Mm,
know some time ago he was firing Tinubu. He's speaking, but some of them, they are quiet. I don't want to mention other
yeah.
people's name. Yet they are still quiet. I want to
Yeah.
Nigeria will be great again, but it takes it takes ruggedness. It takes the Agbero style Nigeria to be great, because nobody want to die for Nigeria. The
Mm,
poor masses, they don't want to die. Those that are above, that are the cabals, they are the ones that hold everything. They are the ones that hold the money. They hold the power. Everything they can do with Nigeria. While we that are down here, we cannot even die. Me, if you ask me, I'll tell you, I don't want to die for Nigeria. To be frank with you, sir, I don't want to die for Nigeria. That's the truth. Anything, anybody come and can give me what I want, I'll vote for him. If Peter Obi comes and can give me what I want, I'll vote for him. You see, Nigeria, even Yahoo boys. I have a friend, my friend that went to school together, secondary school university. He's a Yahoo boy. The guy is now a councillor in my village. Yahoo boy. Now he now has the police at his beck and call. He's a Yahoo boy and he's now in politics. Everybody's going to politics now. If you can't beat them, to me, you join them. Go and eat your own. That's to me. Oh. So I want Obi to go and eat. Obi should fight dirty. That will not go give shishi. You should leave that stuff alone. You should spend the money. That's what Tinubu need to win them. Tinubu has the money to spend. Tinubu has the money to spend. I heard some time ago that went online that for you to win a government seat in Nigeria, you spend billions of naira to be a government in Nigeria. Now that person enter now with that billions. How do you expect that person to start doing what the masses want? You first of all fight for his money. Like Tinubu spend billions of naira, dollars to win that seat. You won't expect him now to start helping the masses, doing all those things for the masses. He will find someone to get his money back. So Obi, if Obi has that mind of Atiku, Obi should spend the money. Obi should spend the money. That's what the masses here need. The masses are suffering. That's what these are politicians they used to hold us. They will suffer us till the next 4 years. And when they come, they'll give us beans, they'll give us gari, they'll give us rice. People are rushing it. People are rushing because they are hungry and they'll vote for them. That's what they are doing.
Okay.
So
Uh,
my advice
all
would
right.
be Obi to fight dirty. Obi should leave this thing. This will not go green shishi. Not go green shishi. He should leave it for those people. Obi should fight dirty if he wants it. That's my take, sir.
Hmm. You have a very very good take, Luke. Thank you very much for bringing that incisive, that articulated, and let us join them if we can't beat them philosophy. But that's a great point there. Thank you very much, Luke. And thank you, Shoki. Shoki is actually agreeing with Luke. My brother Shoki said, Bam, always said that. If you can't beat them, join them. I wonder, with so many educated Nigerians abroad, come back and join them all. My brother Ashoki, please, if you can text me, I think I may have to invite you to the show because we all need to lift our voice. Already, you've seen how we do things here on Uncle Beno's channel. No fighting, no bad blows. We have educated conversation. So thank you, my brother Achoki. Just text me, Baba. I'll reach out to you. I'll see when you are free, and then you can be my guest, and we can discuss some of these things because it's critical that those of us in diaspora we have to be fully involved in what is going on in Nigeria, and that is one thing my sister Omo Yes Corner always preach on her platform, that even though we don't live in Nigeria, we can play significant role by participating in whatever is going down in Nigeria. All right, thank you, everybody. Let me take a
Hello.
few comments here. Yes, sir.
Can I say something?
Go ahead quickly.
Okay. When I was learning tailoring, uh, there's one of my customer is now a chairman of political government now in my state. This guy is
Wow.
a Christian, but I won't say he's a born again Christian. This guy, when he comes to my shop, he gives all of us there, gives us money. He pays well when he wants to sue. And the guy was coming out for chairman. So when this guy won, this guy was when he was the guy when he became chairman, he used to talk against the government that the government are bad, these S-men they are worse, these bandits they are this and that, bad people. The government are the ones sponsoring them. But when the guy came into power recently, bandits attack his local government. The guy was quiet. He could not say anything. People were trying to say something, say something. They were killing people in his local government, but he could not say anything. So they interviewed him one day, and he said the governor said everybody should be calm. That if when order comes from above, they can do what they want to do. And people were dying. So I see that there's a cabal. There's a cabal that is running the government. And if Obi enters there, to me, unless God change his heart, Obi will still be run by cabal. He will still be a puppet. Unless God change
Yeah.
Nigeria.
All right. Thank you very much. Those are
That's
very,
it, sir.
very good. Those are very good observation. I think we are still going to look at Peter Obi political profile, and then we will say more about the Peter Obi approach. But I appreciate your take. I got to go now. Let me just take a couple of comments, and we'll be good. Simbi, are you here, or you left already?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Uncle
Let's
Ben,
take
I'm here
some.
with you, sir.
Yeah, let's take some
Okay.
comment real quick. Um,
Okay.
let me see where to
Do-
start. Okay, let's start with Sisi. Let's go.
Okay, so Sisi is saying, so as hungry as this article is, do you think he will step down for PO to head the party? No chance.
All right, next one.
Then she went ahead to say, if he does, then PO will definitely have to give him something to compensate him.
Yep, that is how politics work everywhere. It's the same thing everywhere. It's called lobbying. When people sponsor you, you get into office, you will definitely give something back in return. So I absolutely understand that. All right. All right, let's keep going.
Okay, so Classic Yoruba TV is saying if Peter Obi does not end up being the presidential flag bearer of ADC, then let Tinubu continue.
All right. Next one.
Sister Juliet is saying Atiku is desperate to be president. I don't think he will step aside for anyone.
Absolutely. I agree. Absolutely. All right, let's keep going. Next one.
Okay. Classic Yoruba TV is saying Nigerians should avoid Atiku like a plague. Allegedly, I beg go, not personally perform.
Next one.
Then the B Flex files. Yahoo boy with police orderlies. Now water.
Hmm. All right. Next one.
Mercy Ajini is saying Atiku wey don dey lose for every election still wan contest.
All right. Next one from Chucky.
Okay, Mr. Chucky is saying bam, always said that. Can't beat them, join them. I wonder with so many educated Nigerians abroad coming back to join them all. Come back and join them all. Sorry.
All right. Next one.
Okay, Biflex is saying Obi once said, if a person is to be addressed as Your Excellency, the process of entering office must be excellent. Then she said, I don't think Obi will want to fight dirty.
All right. Next one.
She went ahead to say he's not just built or wired for it.
Okay. Next one.
And Mr. Chuck is saying, I'm a political person, but nonsense is just nonsense, even for the mild mind in Nigeria. Absolutely.
All right. Next one.
Ma'am Grace is saying if PO plays dirty by spending billions, when he gets there and wants his money, it comes down to the same corruption. Whoa.
Hmm. But
Hmm.
to be honest with you, I don't see how people can get there without compromising. This is why politics is so crazy. These people, they are jugnos. But anyway, I'm gonna draw the content here. Thank you, everybody. But before I leave, let me quickly show you guys how Nigerians, especially obedient, have started dragging Atiku by his blockers. They are dragging Atiku by his blockers already.
They go cut am o.
Give me just 1 second. All right. So on this post, Atiku is beginning to speak like a presidential candidate. Let me make it bold so that you guys will see real quick. I have to do this because we have a lot to cover, and I don't want to do two shows on Atiku profile. We will do show on other things about Atiku, but not his profile. So Atiku said this. He actually posted this on his X handle. He said, yesterday I vowed to stand against the stealing of elections and oppose bad governors. Now I disagree with that first statement. You do not vow to fight against stealing election. The last election is actually Atiku Abubakar's opportunity. If anyone can take Tinubu on to fight that, okay, this election was rigged or whatever, it's supposed to be Atiku because he came second. But then he has no political heavyweight when it comes to fighting the stealing of election because they are doing it. I'm sorry to say, allegedly. So that first paragraph, I disagree with that. So he go ahead and said, I made the pledge while receiving a delegation of Gubi stakeholders led by former Minister and Senator Idris Abdullahi. I stress that enough is enough and that Nigerians cannot continue to suffer amidst an abundance of resources owing to bad governance. The coalition of opposition leaders under the umbrella of the ADC would work assiduously to usher in a positive change that will transform the lives of our people. The quality of the interim leadership shows that we are ready to bring integrity to the process and give Nigerians the responsible leadership they deserve. I am further inspired by the Gobe stakeholders' pledge of total support and loyalty to the decision of the coalition by joining the ADC. So people are beginning to troop into the ADC now. They are all gunning for that Peter Obi factor. Mark my words. The group reminded me that I laid the foundation for the development of Gombe when I supported the election of Danjuma Goje as governor in 2003. All right. Now, here comes the Twitter machine, the obedient, my people we know they disappoint. So, Mr. K said, a massive move. I salute you. All right. Abdul said, as former VP Alagi Atiku, what are your legacies aside looting? I'm waiting for answers. Ha, Nigeria, one year where you go. Abdul Aziz also said, can't wait to have Atiku as my president. Excellent. Let's go. Then Francis came. Francis said, Peter Obi is coming under Atiku Posto. And Francis also say, APC urchins will come, APC urchins will come, can cry. Yeah. Then P said, like a prostitute who vows to stay away from the protest.
Oh my God.
Then T for Tolulope said, at Grog, with all these in this group past and experience, what betterment do you think of this? Then Grog is actually Twitter AI. So Uwan Chineke said, we are waiting for you to know whether you will support Obi unconditionally, because that's the only way you can show that you care for Nigerians. I support that. Let me give it a like. Yes. Unwafo said, sir, the greatest sacrifice you will make for Nigerians is to shelve your presidential ambitions and support Mr. Obi. If you don't, if you do that, posterity will forever remember and reward your sacrifice. Thank you, sir. Ugosima said, Your Excellency, our dear father, elder brother, and leader, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, you have one job and only one job, which is to make sure that Mr. Peter Obi emerges as a presidential candidate of ADC, and you will remember as the leader, and you will be remembered as the leader slash father of new and modern Nigeria. Let me like that too. Humphrey said, this man, you still dey play big man politics. A delegation visited you. This is why young voters who don't feed off you, don't rate you. Get off your high horses and visit the people at Atiku. The optimist said, your emergence as the presidential flag bearer of this coalition will mark the end of its existence. Obi is your way to that seat. It will be more honorable to play a fatherly role in that coalition. Another like there. Nze Ndiana said, I suggest that Obi, Atiku, and El-Rufai should conduct joint Twitter space to address their supporters in order to bring cohesion and unity among them pending election primaries period. If these bitter banters continue online, it might derail the objective of this coalition. I've said that severally. Oh, it's only Peter Obi or no way. That's where the youth are going anyway. Shingu said, Mr. President, sir. Okay. That's both Eddie said, Baba, please don't contest again. I carry God beg you. And then Kenny said, the only credible thing that I'm expecting from you and your colleagues is to publicly announce Peter Obi as the ADC presidential flag bearer in the next election without primaries. Believe you me, you will earn a lot of respect and positive commendations from Nigerians. Absolutely. This is what I'm for anyway. If they declare Peter Obi earlier now as their presidential flag bearer, the kind momentum where they go get, even APC go shit for body. Wahala dey APC already. What we are seeing in APC right now is a mirage. It's an illusion. With all these thugs, allegedly, that are moving into APC right now, APC is like a ticket time bomb. And for those who don't know, APC has a lot of factions among them. What brings them together is because they have not seen credible opposition. If the ADC leadership can go ahead and say, you know what, we want a better Nigeria, we've examined ourselves and we see that the person who Nigerians can trust to lead us to a greater country is Peter Obi. Therefore, we throw our weight behind Peter Obi. I tell you, vast majority of Nigerians will overlook whatever atrocity these folks has committed before. They will just throw their weight behind them. We go begin to praise them. But greed, I don't think greed will allow them. Agba Obedient said, let me speak to your soul, sir. Hopefully, by chance, you get to see days. You would have succeeded in being the greatest politician of the 21st century just by giving us at Peter Obi. I know you understand this even more than I do. And Nsom Film said, Oga, it will be honorable if you support a fresh candidate. Kindly do so and not contest yourself. Support a clean, younger candidate. You have too many stains. Obasanjo has ruined your name completely before the public eyes. And Lamigo said, Mr. Atiku, please bookmark this tweet. If you try and contest in the primaries, you will never become president again. Peter Obi is your pathway to presidency. Take it or leave it. Solomon said, don't be deceived. Nigerians are tired of electing old men that are in their departure lounge. Don't let this be another game for the fulfillment of personal ambition to be a president of Nigeria. Nigerians are watching and waiting to see if you at Atiku will be selfless this time. Let me hit like on that one. Daddy Zoe said, I know that you can change, but leave that thing for Peter Obi, please. You see, congratulations to Bat. The only vote I have is for Peter Obi. Then Miriam said, throw your weight for Peter Obi if you really love Nigeria. And Nigerians, let there be real change in Nigeria. Now, this is trending and it says, Dear Coalition, hashtag give us Peter Obi. That is where I'm going to round up on this edition. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me. Thank you, Luke. Your take is well noted, and I like how you drop it as it is hot. Sembe, this is politics. I know you don't have so much voice in
I'm
this one.
bored already.
Yeah, but always thank you for hanging out with me. We are doing two type of shows now. We're gonna be doing our political roundtable, and then we'll still continue our regular schedule shows and videos. But I'm a Nigerian, a patriotic, and I know there are millions of Nigerians just like me who want to lend their voices to the political process in Nigeria. Thank you, CB. I'll see you in the next one, Mommy. Take care. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you all in the next one. This is Political Roundtable from Uncle Beno's table, and we're gonna be doing this together. We and all the real fam. Please, if you haven't liked the video, please give the video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Again, don't forget, we have Political Roundtable ongoing. Feel free to lend your voice. Let us work together so Nigeria can become a better place. I'll see you, everybody. Thank you for being here with me. B Flex, Trendy Tosin, Comfort Adagri, Princess Carrie, Luke, and everybody. Thank you. My sissy, Auntie Grace. Thank you, ma. God bless you all. I'll see you guys in the next one.